Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you all. So now the Kirtan is done. Let's give a big round of applause to all the Kirtan.
Haribo.
So it's a time 4:28. Seems to be the Indradev is getting a little excited. Let's see how it goes. But if rain comes, what we do, we request you to come forward. Those are outside. If rain comes, so we tried maximum our best to cover from rain. If not, please come inside. So Prabhu,
Hare Krishna.
the schedule is changed. I think you know the latest schedule. So however long you want to go for the class.
Bishwai. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Haribo. Hare Krishna. Om Jnana Timarandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasa Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. On this auspicious occasion, we are very glad to have your association. Thank you for coming. We are going to move things along quickly with regard to the weather, so that we hope Krishna will be pleased and keep the devotees dry. But as you know, when Lord Indra attacked Vrindavan, even though he was so offensive, afterwards Krishna discussed with him, because he was actually pleased that Indra brought the devotees together. So we'll see today if we get brought together. Initiation means beginning. And this is a formal and important step in the spiritual life of every practicing Vaishnava. These two wonderful devotees here for their formal Diksha initiation into Krishna consciousness are known and beloved to you all. And I'd like to speak about them in a moment. But first, just something about the process and the importance and the meaning of initiation in Krishna consciousness. Just to be concise, I'd like to read a poem I wrote about this experience I had with Srila Prabhupada in Mayapur in 1975. And I'll explain as we go along. In Mayapur in 75, the hot season had just arrived. As morning coolness faded fast, we listened as you gave the class. Adi Leela 113, Advaita, same as the Supreme. Acharya, one who always shares Chaitanya's movement everywhere. This was 1975. The Chaitanya Charitamrita had just been published, and Srila Prabhupada was reading one verse each day for the morning class. So this was the 13th verse about Advaita Acharya, and he explained the meaning of Acharya, one who knows the philosophy, practices the philosophy, and teaches the philosophy. That person is an Acharya. He then said also that Krishna himself comes, Paritranaya Sadhunam, he quoted this verse. Krishna personally descends to try to teach Krishna consciousness. He then also quoted the verse from the Svetasvatara Upanishad, Yasya Devi Para Bhaktir Yata Devi Tata Garo, that one who has unflinching faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master can understand all of the meaning of the Vedic texts. So then Srila Prabhupada went on. And when you follow cent per cent, you too can teach and represent the past acharyas in our line when you mature in course of time. Then he quoted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Yari Deka Tari Kaha Krishna Upadesh. Amaragya Guru Hoy Tara Edesh. Whomever you meet, wherever you go, just tell them about Krishna. In this way, you become a spiritual master and try to liberate your land. This was his blanket instruction for everybody, for all of his followers. So then Srila Prabhupada began to explain that to be acharya is not a difficult thing. To be acharya is not tough. Just follow yours, and soon enough, wherever you live in this world, you'll broadcast Krishna's sacred words. You simply say what Krishna said without concoctions from your head or mimicking like parrots squawk. Assimilate, and then you talk. Our devotees are, I would guess, 10,000 worldwide, more or less. When you become acharyas, then you'll multiply yourselves by 10. So he was looking at us. There were about 200 of us in the room, mostly with mismatched socks. And he said, so we have how many acharyas? 10,000? And then 10,000 will become 100,000. And then 100,000 will become 1 million. And then 1 million will become 10 million. 100,000 soon shall be 1 million acharyas, you'll see. 1 million then will soon expand to 10 million. That's my plan. Acharyas in such quantities assure us of no scarcity. Since many, many are required, you organize and be inspired. Remain sincere, that's all I ask, and make this present birth your last. You are all young, not old like me. I have no opportunity. And suddenly you fell in trance, aloof from outer circumstance. Not knowing quite what else to do, 200 of us stared at you. So silent was that temple hall, one could have heard a petal fall. As bliss absorbed you, we sat still, but now it's time to do your will. So this was Srila Prabhupada's vision. And one of the few occasions where he went into an ecstatic trance in public. But he envisioned 10,000 acharyas, each finding, training, and initiating 10 disciples, then 100,000 doing the same, and then 1 million doing the same, and 10 million doing the same. This was his notion that put him in ecstasy so deeply that he just kind of dropped off the plane of consciousness on which the rest of us were living and watching. So just that notion of seeing so many people sharing Krishna consciousness made him so connected with Krishna. So today we are formalizing this initiation into the line of disciplic succession for these two wonderful young devotees. You know, Srila Prabhupada brought Krishna consciousness millions of yojanas, and then he left it in our hands of his fledgling disciples, and we've carried it forward 2 or 3 yards, and now it's about time to turn it over to the next generation. The process reminds me of the pioneers traveling from the east coast of the US, say Pennsylvania, to California. The first pioneers who made that trek expected to lose about 1 out of 3 of their family members on the way. So dangerous was the journey. Only 2 out of 3 would even survive the months-long trek. And then gradually the trails were worn and the systems were established, and it became safer and safer until today you can make the same trip in about 3 hours. So similarly, taking Srila Prabhupada's great gifts and at least keeping it intact, that much my generation has done. But we've also left a lot of things to be desired. And this is one of them. The sense that being part of this disciplic succession, giving this sacred Diksha ceremony is a big, big deal. Well, it is a big, big deal. And at the same time, it's not that hard. Sit down, you give a fire, you give a name. What is really equally or more important is the Siksha, or training, in the spiritual line of succession that devotees receive. Here today, Alek and Shrestha have received so much Siksha from the devotees here in the community, from Prem Vilas Prabhu and Prem Sindhu Prabhu and Ram Tirtha Prabhu and Naveen Krishna Prabhu, as well as all their wives and friends and many, many other senior devotees. In Shrestha's case, her Siksha gurus were mom and dad, right? Swarup Krishna and Shakti Radhika Mataji, wonderful devotees who trained her up until she rebelled and came to Krishna House in Gainesville and then had a reawakening of her Krishna consciousness. 6 years she was there in the ashram or in the community. So my point is that we have many, many Siksha gurus along the way. Vandeham Shri Gurun. Gurun is plural, it's not singular. So the Siksha guru who happens to be your Diksha guru is not the all in all, and all the others are just insignificant. They're equally worshipable, equally important. And going forward in the future of our movement, I hope that these two things will happen. First of all, we'll recognize that our Siksha and our Diksha gurus are equally important in our spiritual lives. And secondly, that our responsibility as members of the disciplic succession is to come to this point of giving Diksha also. Sharing the philosophy, preaching, sharing Krishna consciousness with others means that you will interest people and you'll attract people. If you're actually doing it, you'll attract them, they'll be inspired by you. Then it's not a big deal to give them initiation. So please learn from the mistakes of my generation. I was just speaking with Radhanath Maharaj the other day about this point, and he was saying how, yes, it would be so much better if we have larger numbers of gurus with smaller numbers of disciples. He said, I didn't ask to be in the position I'm in, where people are waiting years and hundreds and thousands of people are waiting for initiation from me. He said, I didn't expect this, I didn't ask for it, but he agreed that going forward, we need to do better. So having disciples is a natural progression of a mature spiritual life. And because of all of the misunderstandings, many of us don't tend to think that way, so I hope you can correct that. Because you are young, not old like me. I have no opportunity. So today, Alek and Shrestha are taking initiation in the Gaudiya Madhva Brahma Sampradaya. Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. This is formalizing what they've already adopted deep in their heart for years. That is, the goal of life is serving Krishna. Srila Prabhupada is our preeminent Siksha guru who has given us this wonderful process. And this initiation is really a symbol of submission to Srila Prabhupada, accepting Srila Prabhupada in that role and connecting with him eternally. So, just a few more words about our initiates. As I said, Shrestha is the senior partner, so she's going to be initiated first. Please don't mind. Yes, when she was in Gainesville, Shrestha for many years was leading our outreach programs for the University of Florida students. And she was an excellent hostess. She got people chanting japa. She was always bright, entertaining, enthusiastic, uplifting, and really set a high standard for this service. Then as soon as she came to Columbus, she resumed the same service with Ohio State University. Our mantra in Gainesville is, "Oh, how I hate Ohio State." Sorry, it's football. We felt that a little bit also when Shrestha went to Ohio State, but anyway. No, but she continued the same service and has touched the lives of many, many people. So she and I have a long-standing connection, and so when she asked me for this initiation, I was very happy to be of this service. Now, Alek, on the other hand, Alek is a remarkable devotee who has emerged from all of the saintly association here in the Columbus community to be an absolute jewel amongst the Vaishnavas. So we are, I've really enjoyed getting to know him and becoming close with him in the previous since 4 years since we were here for your wedding. And he has been an honorable and excellent husband and a very faithful preacher of Krishna consciousness, which is an expression of mature spiritual realization that we all deeply appreciate. So it's my honor and privilege to induct you in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So, with that, I'd like to invite Shrestha, please, if you would kindly offer your respects to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Gaur Nitai, and Lord Nrsimhadeva on this auspicious day of Nrsimha Caturdasi. Please come in. Everybody could come a little closer if it's starting to sprinkle. You can sit over here by the altar also, please. Please come in. So Shrestha, what are the 4 regulative principles you are agreeing today to follow for the rest of your life?
The 4 principles are no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex.
Absolutely. And how many rounds of japa will you chant each day?
Minimum of 16 rounds.
Thank you. Shrestha is one of these devotees who already has such a beautiful name. Shrestha means the greatest. So the only way I could take that is to give you the name of the greatest devotee. Your new name is Sri Radha Devi Dasi.
Shri Radha Devi Dasi ki Shri Radha Devi Dasi ki Shri Radha Devi Dasi ki
Yeah. Alek, you can just pay obeisances here where there's space. You don't need to move. That's all right. Don't move. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Alek, on this auspicious occasion, before the deities, before the devotees, what are the 4 regulative principles you are agreeing to follow for the rest of your life?
I vow to follow the 4 regulative principles, which are no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex.
Very good. And how many rounds of japa will you chant each day?
I vow to chant at least 16 rounds of japa every day for the rest of my life.
Very good. Thank you. Alek Modi, your new spiritual name is Alankara Das. Just a word about this name. Alankara means gem, ornament, decoration. So as a jewel-like devotee, I felt it was very appropriate for you. Before I gave him this name, I asked, do you have a sense of humor? He assured me that he did. So if anyone has to think to refer to him by a similar name that means false ego, please know that the joke has already been preempted. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And now we'll turn the program over to our esteemed Pandit, Srivas Pandit Prabhu, come from Cincinnati to conduct the fire yajna. Thank you very much.
So Sri Radha Mataji, Alankara Prabhu,
Sri Radha.
Alankara Prabhu. For the duration of this yajna, I might not qualify for giving certain instructions, which I would request you to follow separately. So we'll start with Achaman. And the whole objective over here is to purify our mouth, through which we will utter the mantras for the rest of the yajna, and also to purify our consciousness. The Achaman prayers I have not given over here. Everybody can follow along through this booklet if they have it. Okay. So with your right hand, Prabhuji and Mataji, you can. Hare Krishna. Okay. All right. With your right hand, you would wash your right hand like this. Okay. Then your left hand. Then with your left hand, you would hold this. Put this water over here. Sip it. And say Om Keshavaya Namah. Wash your right hand. Take the next sip, please, and say Om Narayana Namah. Wash your right hand again, please. And then say Om Madhavaya Namah. Okay? And please again wash your right hand. And then now please repeat after me. Om Apavitra Pavitrova Sarvavastam Gatopiva Yasmaret Pundarikaksham Sa Baya Abhyantara Suchi Namo Suchi Namo Suchi Namo Suchi Namo Vishnu Namo Vishnu Namo Vishnu. So now as surgeons prepare the site before they do any surgery, we will do the invocation prayers. All of us can join in with the invocation prayers. They will be over here. And we will sing along. And the whole objective is to invoke the blessings and the mercy of the Lord, and also to make sure that everything is purified and our intentions are made clear today. Okay? So you can put this kusha grass under your seats. Thank you. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunakatu Sahaviryan Karavavahi Tejasvinavaditam Astumavidvishavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this rice has been distributed around to many of us. Okay. So our next step is we will do what is called a Swasti Vachanam, and this is essentially we are appealing to the Brahmanas, and frankly speaking, in my humble opinion, Vaishnavas outrank the Brahmanas, so we are appealing to everybody, all the congregants over here, to bless this event and make sure that everything goes well. Okay? So there are some elements which I will say, and then you would respond back. Okay? Om Asya Karmanya Punyaham Bhavantu Bhuvantu. Om Punyaham Punyaham Om Asya Karmana Swasti Bhavantu Bhuvantu Ayushmate Swasti.
Om Swasti, Om Swasti, Om Swasti.
Om Asya Karmana Riddhim Bhuvantu Bhuvantu.
Om Riddhatam, Om Riddhatam, Om Riddhatam.
Now we will all do this together. Om Swasti no Govinda, Swasti no Achyutananta, Swasti no Vasudeva, Vishnu Dadatu, Swasti no Narayano Narovai, Swasti na Padmanabha Purushottama Dadatu, Swasti no Vishvakshena Vishveshwaraha, Swasti no Rishikesho Hariri Dadatu, Swasti Vainatil Hari. Swasti no Anjana Suto Hanur Bhagavato Dadatu Swasti Swasti Sumangalai Kesho Mahan Shri Krishna Satchidananda Ghanaha Sarveshwareshwaro Tadato Om Tadvishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Surayaha Diviva Chakshuratatam Tadviprasho Vipanyavo Jagri Vamsha Samindhate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam. Alright, so now we will light the sacred fire. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Put a message on the
Yeah, sure. Sri Radha. So I forgot to mention, Prabhupada had an Alankara Das, who was a college preacher. I mean, that was another reason I thought that. Yeah, I'll tell him later. You can.
Sri Radha Devi Das?
Yeah, just Sri Radha. Yeah, Sri Radha Devi. Sri Radha, Shrestha, Sri Radha, similar.
Yeah.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
All right, we are ready to begin now. Om Bhuswaha Idam Vishnave Idam Namama Om Bhuvaswaha Idam Nara Idam Achyutaya Idam Namama Om Swaswaha Idam Narayanaya Idam Namama Om Bhuvaswaha Idam Achyutaya Idam Namama Idam Anantaya Idam Namama. So for the rest of this, I will say and you would repeat. And then when we say Swaha, we would take the oblations with just like a deer, and then we would put it into the fire. Okay? Please repeat after me. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Swaha 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 Idam Gurave Idam Namaha Shri Caitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swa Padantikam Swaha 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 Idam Rasacharya Idam Namama Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Caitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Swaha 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 Idam Guru Gauranga Radha Krishna Sarva Vaishnava Tattevya Idam Namah. We need more chips. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Kalakantha Dasa Prabhu Iti Namine Swaha 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 Idam Gurave Idam Namah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Swaha 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 Idam ISKCON Samsthapak Acharya Idam Namah. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Swaha 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 Idam ISKCON Samsthapak Acharya Idam Namah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswate Iti Namine Swaha 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 Idam Param Gurave Idam Namama. Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daita Daitaya Kripadvaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Swaha 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 Idam you don't have to repeat that one. Idam param gurave, idam namama. Madhurujala Premadra Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Swaha 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 Idam param gurave, idam namama. Namaste, Gauravani, Shri Murtaye, Dinatarine, Rupanuga, Viruddha Pashiddhanta, Dvanta, Harine, Swaha, 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 Idam param gurave, idam namama. Namo Gaura Kishoraya Shakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambha Rasambodhe Padam Bhujaya Te Namaha Swaha 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 Idam Parampara Parapara Gurave Idam Namama. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchitananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Swaha 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 Idam Mahagurave Idam Namama. Gauravir Bhava Bhumes Tvam Nirtheshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Nama Swaha 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 Idam Parameshti Gurave Idam Namame. Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Swaha 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 Idam Sarva Vaishnavebhyo Idam Namam. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Garatushe Namaha Swaha 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 Idam Gauraya Idam Namama. Panchatattvatkam Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakhya Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Swaha 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 Idam Panchatatvaya Idam Namama. Hey Krishna, Karuna Sindhu, Dina Bandhu, Jagatpate, Gopesha, Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta, Namastute, Swaha, 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 Idam Krishnaya, Idam Namana. Jayatam Suratav Pangor Mama Mandamate Gati Mat Sarvasva Padam Bhojao Radha Madana Mohana Swaha 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 Idam Samantha Adideva Madana Madohai Mohanaya Idam Namama. Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpa Drumadaha Shrimad Ratnagara Simhasana Sthav Shrimad Radha Srila Govinda Deva Prishta Alipi Sevya Manav Smarani Swaha 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 Idam Avideya Adideva Govindaya Idam Namana Shriman Rasa Rasarambhi Vamsi Vata Tatasthita Karshna Venu Swanair Gopir Gopinatha Shriyesthuna Swaha 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 Idam Prayojana Adideva Gopinathaya Idam Namana Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrinda Vaneshwari Vrishavanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Swaha 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 Idam Radhikayai Idam Namana Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Swaha 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 Idam Panchatatvaya Idam Namama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Swaha 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 Idam Radha Krishnabhyam Idam Namama Om Bhuswaha Idam Vishnave Idam Namama Om Bhuvaswaha Idam Achyutaya Idam Namama Om Swaswaha Idam Narayanaya Idam Namama Om Bhu Bhuva Swaha Idam Anantaya Idam Namama. So now we'll do Purna Huti. So you can fold the banana leaf in its entirety. Okay. And when we conclude, and I will say with your right hand, we will put this over there. Okay. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Purnam Adaha Purnam Idam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. You could put this now. So that concludes the Yajna portion. So what I would request everybody is we could do about 5-6 minutes of kirtan, and during that time I will pay my obeisances and I will have some prayers to do, and that is it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Pandit Srivas Prabhu. Before we begin kirtan, would just like to recognize a few of the wonderful devotees who've come here today to bless the ceremony. From Florida, Gadadhar Prabhu and Victoria, for your alumni. Thank you. And from New York, Tulsi Rani and Rupa Chandra Prabhu. Vivo. And again, so many wonderful devotees here in Columbus, and we're just very glad to be with you today. I especially want to recognize Prakash and Anita Alankara Prabhu's parents, who have been also giving their blessings for their son to take this big step in his life. So please give them your blessing.
Before we do the kirtan, it would be good to get your neck piece changed now. That would be a great opportunity to do that. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,